Robert Melio, Keller Williams, Suburban Tampa. What I want to talk to you about is before you buy a home, going through a checklist and checking the home for problems that, like red flags that come up with the home that make you say, you know what, maybe this is not the home for me. Maybe there's some red flags that say, you know what, I have a bad feeling about this house. I am going to give, what I do, that's one of the things that I do differently, is I'm going to give you a checklist. I am not, disclaimer, I'll do this about 3 times. I am not a home inspector. I am not a certified home inspector. I don't inspect homes. But what I will do is give you a checklist as my buyer to go through the house and thoroughly check as much as possible. Because I have seen buyers in the past, not my customers, of course, buyers in the past that say, wow, before I found the house that we decided on, we had to pay for 3 or 4 home inspections on different homes before we found the one that we really liked. And $400 or $500 times 4 is almost $2,000. So what I did is I designed this sheet to give to you. Again, I'm going to say this over and over. I'm not a home inspector, but it's going to tell you to look for things. Check your appliances, thoroughly check your appliances. Look under the sinks, look for water damage. I'm going to recommend some tools that you can buy that are not expensive. You should have them anyways if you own a house. Infrared thermometer. This is a great thing to check the air conditioning, check the freezer, check the refrigerator, make sure that they're at the right temperatures. If there's a problem with it, and again, I'm not a home inspector, I'm not a general contractor, I'm not an air conditioning person. But as a homeowner, I do know if the air conditioning is coming out warm or warmer than it should be, there's a problem. A leak detector. This is good for finding holes around the windows if they're not caulked right. So forth. So that's leak detector. I don't get too far into this. A circuit tester, $5 or $6. You can plug this in to see if the outlets are properly grounded or if they're not working at all. This is a nice thing to have. And again, I'm not telling you that I'm not putting myself off as a home inspector, but you should have these if you own a home to test things on a regular basis. And one of the #1 things to have if you're looking at a home and you're thinking of buying it is a good flashlight. You want a good flashlight. The flashlight reveals all. If there's cracks, if there's a water damage and water damage on the ceiling, you're going to see it with the flashlight. So a good flashlight is always good. And a blue light is good. You get them for $5 or $6. You can check carpets to see if there's stains, pet stains, and so forth. So I recommend you buy these tools, go through the house, and then give it a good search if you don't see any red flags. If the house looks decent from the checklist that I provide for you, and then I would say, then have a home inspection done by a certified home inspector. Whether it's a brand new house or a resale, you always want to have a home inspector inspect the house. But try to find these red flags yourself before you have it done. And always a great recommendation. Then the walkthrough. A lot of people don't think when you're buying a house and the closing is say later today, and you're going to do the walkthrough today. A lot of people walk through the house and just walk through, because that's the name of it. It's a walkthrough. Oh, the floor looks good. Okay, the windows are still there. When my buyers go through a house for a walkthrough and they're closing that day, I tell them, go through your list again. Spend an hour and a half. I take pictures of the appliances to make sure the same appliances are there the day we close that were there when we looked at the house, because not that people intentionally do this, but things can happen and refrigerator can get replaced, but you have to have the same or better when you close on the house. So take pictures. I take pictures of that, but check them all. Run everything. Turn the oven on. Run the water. Make sure there's no clogs. Run the dishwasher. That's my recommendation. Go through that checklist again and check everything. If you've bought these tools, use these tools again. Check the air conditioning. I'm not a contractor. I'm not an air conditioning repair person. I'm not an inspector. But if air conditioning is coming out warmer than it should be, that can signal a problem. You don't need to be a professional air conditioning repair person to know that. So check everything again. When you do the walkthrough, check it thoroughly, because once you close, the house is yours and any problems that happen are yours as well. So once again, my disclaimer, I'm not a home inspector. I'm not trying to pass myself off as a home inspector, but I will give you a list to go through the home to check yourself. Thank you very much for watching. I tell people, you know, realtors can be nice and they can do open houses and put balloons out and bake cookies and all that. But when it comes to negotiation, I'm very serious. I've spent my life learning this business to protect my people. My buyers are number one, and their needs are above everything else, above commission, above money. Your needs as a buyer to me are what's most important and paramount. So I am here to make sure that you get the right house at the right price and terms in writing. And that's my mission as a realtor. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.